Good morning. So we're going to get started. I started saying get prepared, meaning bring your blocks, your blankets, your firm pillows, whatever you're using, because we will need some support today in this Yin-Inspired practice, meaning that we will be holding postures for longer periods, which means we might not go through a whole lot of postures today, but they will be more effective with that kind of patience that we'll be practicing in terms of opening the body and helping us kind of relax from this week. So what we can do is begin seated for a moment. We will be setting up a reclining position after this, so I'm going to encourage you to kind of set it up as best as you can, close enough, and just see it's close enough. So block, blanket, like this is kind of creating like an incline, so it may or may not work how I want it to, and I'll adjust as I go through. So we'll begin with tall spine. Bring palms together, close the eyes. Watch the breath. Let's use this time to collect ourselves. Take a moment and just review the week. Just allow flashes of experiences that you've had this week to come up. Maybe it was, flashes of restless moments, or high emotional moments, or low emotional moments, or calm. Maybe specific activities that you found useful or helpful or beautiful or not helpful, maybe ugly, whatever it is, just look, see, observe. We're not going to do anything with these. We're just going to observe them, see them. And now we'll begin to deepen the breath and allow for a sense of newness to enter through the nostrils and oldness to exit and release out through the mouth or out through the nose, whatever feels right to you. Inhaling the new, exhale, releasing the old. We'll shift into Ujjayi pranayama, making this more powerful. Deep breath in, fog out, fog in. Close the mouth, exhale through the nostrils. And just take a few deep breaths here. Going to chant Om Namah Shivaya 3 times. You can listen or chant along. I bow to the presence of the divine within, the highest teacher. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. we're going to find ourselves reclining. So come all the way down onto this support that you've built and let the arms rest. Now in this support, hopefully you have the chest a little higher up than the shoulders. You take the arms down and away from the body, palms flipped up. You can have the legs in the position that feels right. Some, if you have low back issues, you might plant the feet. Others might extend the legs. Others might bring soles of feet together. And yet others might cross the legs. Let's be here for a moment. So as you've settled and have the proper support, just take in deep breaths, welcoming all newness, all sense of newness, regeneration. Now there is a little bit of wind, lots of clouds here. Wind is actually picking up as I speak, and tree seeds are really flying. So I'm just letting you know that there's a chance that this live stream might end abruptly if something happens with power or anything like that regarding the storm. So if that's the case, don't let this end your practice. Take time to be in a few postures for maybe 30 minutes or so, whatever it is, depending. Now let's see if we can let the body feel a little heavier. And notice where you have some tension that you're holding on to. So the tension being a result of causes from the past. So it's like, it's old, if we can see it that way. It's an old experience. It's a collection of the past in that space. And so we can use the mind to relax that space. So see about that first. Notice the face muscles especially. The facial muscles tend to get really tensed up and we don't notice. And so what I'll suggest is, as you're here, travel the mind to that space. Take about 3 or 4 deep breaths, saying to that space, relax, everything's okay. Relax, everything's okay. And notice if you felt and are experiencing a shift, something new coming into that space. If you'd like, take the hands to that area. So if you're feeling really tight in the upper back, you might actually bring hands to the chest. And let the warmth of the hands travel through the body to the upper back. We can all just try that and see what this is like. This was a very heavy week. Many things have happened in the world that has led to heavy, heavy hearts. So if you feel that you have felt that heaviness, bring the hands now to the chest itself. So right around the center. So your palm will probably, if you bring the left palm towards the chest, the left palm will be close to the physical organ itself, and it'll be as well towards the heart center. And then bring the right hand underneath. And allow that heaviness to be recognized. remembering that it's okay. And so we can tell the space, it's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to feel regret. It's okay to feel compassion, even if it's a little hard. Even if it hurts a little bit. Now we're going to take the hands and travel down. Travel back up to the heart center actually, and just let's open now before we move from this area. Let's open to new. Open to regeneration. Open to changes. And then let's walk down towards the belly and allow the warmth of the hands to travel through the belly, maybe to the mid-back, and to the lower back. Ooh. To the digestive organs. Maybe you might have felt like the belly was tied in knots or something like that this week. And go ahead and just allow, through the warmth of the hands and the will of the mind, allow that space to open and untie. It's all okay. Everything's okay. Even if it seems like it's not, it's okay. And we'll travel. Let's actually allow for openness here. So open, sense newness, sense regeneration. Being open to all of that in this region of the body as well. And then we'll travel the hands a little further down, like right above the pelvic bone. Feeling the calmness here. Untying any knots there, any contractions there. And then releasing so that we can now open to newness here. Okay, let's take the hands up to the throat and let the warmth of the hands travel into the throat. Maybe we take a nice sigh here with voice so that we can sense the vibrations through our hands. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with voice. Ah. Releasing all the old and welcoming newness into this region. Now we'll take the hands and rub them together. Bring the palms to the eyes and bring warmth to the space. Melting away any old tensions. And opening to the new. And we'll go ahead and take the hands around the face. Same thing with the jaw. Releasing old, open to new. Forehead. Take the hands around the skull. And then let's reach the arms behind. So we have this incline going on with the trunk. Now if you take the arms behind and just like straightening them up but letting them hang in the air. And being with those sensations, a couple deep breaths. These breaths might be just deep breaths or they might be ujjayi breaths. So what works for you, go with that, wherever you can regulate. Now we're going to start to slowly shift out of this posture. So we can bring the arms down alongside the body once again. And then let us take the feet so that we can rise up to a seat. So you might cross the ankles here, you might push into the elbows, then bring one hand down at a time, and then we're going to fold over the legs. And here is a good spot also for a little bit of support. So maybe you're going to grab your blocks and bring them over. And you might just kind of start high. So we have the ankles crossed. We're going to be going through both sides. And I'm going to time this because I know that I could stay here for a really long time. And we are doing that in general today. But we are going to get at least a few postures in. So now we'll have this position holding while we're taking deep breaths and noticing which ankle you have in front or under the opposite leg. Let's check in and make sure we're breathing complete breaths. It's a yogic breathing. So inhaling, the belly expands, the trunk all the way up to the collarbone expanding in a wave-like motion. And then from the collarbone, beginning to contract all the way down into the belly, that wave-like motion. So the wave rises as you inhale, falls as you exhale. Continue this. This is our first minute. It's about one more really long breath. Because we are so still in the body, our breaths are going to be much longer than maybe yesterday's practice, which was Ashtanga, so that was a much more intense practice. So this is 2 minutes. Now we're not going to come out of this quite yet. What we're going to do is sway a little bit. So you can lift the head, maybe forearms or hands are down, and you're just going to sway the trunk over towards one side of the mat and then towards the other, getting closer to one thigh and then over to the other. And then what we'll do is you can either continue to sway or you can start to travel closer to one thigh and walking the hands over perhaps. Maybe taking a few deep breaths in one area. And making sure that you're even. And a few more deep breaths. Still maybe in one place or maybe some more motion. And then once you've kind of feel like you've moved quite a bit and You can rest in the middle, then find your way there, and hopefully you notice that there has been a shift, that some of that older tension, that older tightness has been released, and now you can rest a little bit more comfortably in the middle. And we're going to take the hands behind the tailbone and just hold fingers to opposite wrist. So I'm going to hold, I have my right leg in front. It feels right to me to have the opposite going on, where my left fingers are touching my right wrist. So play around with that and see what works. This is yoga mudra. So it's a gesture of yoga. Let's say 3 deep breaths. And then we'll start to rise. Okay, so we'll find a little bit of reclining in our somewhat of a back bend. Now, if you still have the prop set up behind, you can start to just recline right on top of them, take the arms behind. If not, you can have the elbows down and just keep the back lifted and let the shoulders squeeze back. Maybe extend the legs and give them a break for a moment. But just to take the body in the opposite direction in whatever way feels right. The same, different. Maybe you go into like a little bit of some back bend, something like that, you know, just feel it out, because we're going right into the other side in a moment. I just want to be able to make sure that we're on this side. So from here I can sense that these like different sorts of bridge postures are helping me. You know, my upper back is more supported, and I'm just kind of lifting the hips and lowering the hips, and I feel that that motion is really working for my spine. So let's take a few more deep breaths, just experimenting, seeing what works. And know that this practice, these slower practices are definitely more challenging, because the lack of restlessness in the body that we're creating means that the mind has to match up. And if it's hard to match up, it means that the mind is very restless. And so it's all just a matter of practice and consistency. Now we're going to rise up and then switch the order of the legs. And we will have ankle, left ankle, or just see whatever you did before. You're going to go into the opposite variation. And if there's some shifts that you need to make because you have an imbalance in the hips or the low back, then go ahead and do so. So we'll start to time. We're here for 2 minutes total, and we'll start that now. 2 minutes total just in the still center position, then obviously we're here longer after that. Just continuing to be here. It's a matter of like being patience, which means no restlessness of the mind, no thoughts about when will we move. And it's just completely being here in every possible way. So one more breath. And then we'll be rising to just move around a little bit, right? To sway the trunk. Still as low as we can be, but coming in and out in some way or another. And then maybe traveling towards a thigh, traveling towards the other, taking time in the space that feels like you can sense some old tension there. You can sense some tightness from the past. You want to open this space by welcoming the sensations, breathing into them. Opening to newness. And then once you've evened out and you've found the trunk back to center, then go ahead and release into this posture, bringing the forehead down to maybe your prop or to the mat, and then this time holding the opposite wrist, coming back into Yoga Mudra. Couple deep breaths. Now we're going to start to rise. And find yourself reclining again, coming into somewhat of a back bend of sorts, maybe extending legs. So if you have something underneath and you're just letting the back rest on it with the hips down, you're going to get a nice supported back bend. We are going to take a more active one in a moment, but just let yourself be here. Couple deep breaths. And then we'll be coming to seated with the feet down and the hands down, fingers facing forward. We're going to rise up into a reverse table. So when you're ready, now if this doesn't work for you, come down to your back and take a bridge posture with the hips up. So otherwise, go ahead and rise. It feels funny to get really active after we've been kind of letting go. release, lower. Let's go ahead and come to hands and knees. And then lower all the way down to the back. Not the back, the belly. All the way down to the belly. We're going to keep the forearms on the mat, the palms down, and the forehead down. Now relax the legs, let the heels peel away from each other. Toes are touching. We're going to find a cobra posture. So bring the heels closer together, activate the thighs, activate the glutes. Press into the palms to rise and lift. Now you can bring the hands more forward if that feels better. Squeeze the shoulders back, keep the head neutral. Two more deep breaths. And exhale, lower. Let the heels come away from each other. Now we're going to rise, press into the forearms, lifting hips, bringing knees closer in, and then hands down from table posture. We're going to go into a pigeon's posture, so getting a little deeper into the hips. Lift the right leg up behind first, and then exhale, right knee to right hand, slide the left leg back. We're going to fold right away, just because we went into that wonderful cobra posture, and that does a lot with the back, lots of strengthening there, beautiful position for the spine. But we want to now be able to relax that same spot. So we're constantly creating that sense of newness in these areas. That's why we feel so good after this practice. So as you're here, you might scooch this right foot further to the left, so long as it doesn't throw your balance off and take too much of your weight to the right hip. That means that the leg isn't prepared to go into that position. So see where you can be. And if you have to have the foot closer to the right hip, then let it be there, even if you're sitting on it. You'll just need to prop up the head most likely, so that the head isn't significantly lower than the rest of the body, the rest of the trunk. Want it level. So a few more breaths. We're only here for a couple minutes today. Probably next week we'll be here for much longer. In an actual yin class, this would be held for about 8 minutes. So we'll probably do maybe 4 minutes next week, something like that, and see how that goes. We're going to start to rise and come out of this posture and come into a bit of a back bend here. Prop into the hands. Maybe lift the palms, feel the fingers on the mat. Maybe walk them in a little closer. See if you can activate the left glute for a moment and then release it. And do this about 3 more times. Activating left glute, releasing. Activating, releasing. And once more. And then we'll start to come out of this. What we could do is just roll to the right hip and then come into a table posture. Now from here, let this right leg lift up a few times. So finding some movement, some circular motion. You can go in both directions. I highly recommend going in both directions. Go that backward motion, or the forward motion actually, is going to feel much more different than that back motion. If you hear some clicking, be with that. Work it out. And then we'll go with the other side. So when you're ready, table posture, lift the left leg behind. Bring left knee to left hand, slide the right leg back. Fold when you're ready. Remembering positioning that left foot so that you're at the right amount of intensity. Not too much, not too little. And not uneven in the hips, so evenness. Looking for evenness everywhere. Centeredness. A few more deep breaths. Okay, we'll start to rise and look for the back bend again. Now, as we're here about 4 or 5, we're activating the right glute and then releasing it. Activating and releasing. Keep going. And then releasing that. Going to roll to the left hip and find your way to a table posture where we're moving this left leg around this time. And we're going to stand on the knees, standing right on the knees, and I will face you. Actually, let's take the hands behind and interlace the fingers. activate the glutes a little bit, squeeze the shoulders back, and then release. Release the arms alongside the body. Now we're just going to do this a few more times. So we did a lot of work on the lower body. We're not going to be able to get up too much in the upper, so let's see what we can do. Interlace fingers again, squeeze shoulders back, and release. A few more. Okay, then we'll start to take some circles with the shoulders. So once you found your way to center, arms circling, kind of medium size or large size. Not so much little. Let's get a little movement here. A little more than little. And then start to rotate in the other direction. Come into a table posture. Next, inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, bring the hand down. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale the hand down. Come back to standing on the knees. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders back, maybe a little back bend. And then exhale, hands down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise to knees. Interlace fingers. Squeeze shoulders back. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, this time the right arm goes up, and then we'll thread the needle. Thread right through. Come all the way down to the right side of the face. You can leave the left arm relaxed, or you can activate it. You can send that arm forward, palm down, or wrap the left arm around the low back. Or you can just be here and focus on the right shoulder alone. Another deep breath with a nice sigh. Left palm down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale this hand down, switching sides. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread through. And we will inhale the left arm up. Exhale the hand down. Come to standing on the knees, or you can find a seat if you'd like. But this is just helping smooth out the hip flexors a bit, giving them a chance to rest. Take the right arm up, and then bend the arm, hand behind, right to the upper back. Left fingers to the right elbow, drawing the elbow back and center while you press the head back into the arm. The other option is to find the bind behind the back if it's available. So it would look something like this. You have a strap as well if you ever want to try this. You would have a strap between the hands. Release the sides, switching sides. Left arm up, bend the arm, either fingers to that elbow, head pulling in, and against the arms or the hands behind. And release the arms. We're going to find a seat, work with the neck a little bit. So we're not doing anything today with the calves and the hamstrings. So if you feel like, I really need that, make sure you get it in. It can be after we finish our practice, or you can take that and take Shavasana on your own time. Otherwise, bring hands to the knees in your seat, rolling the shoulders. Next week, we'll get more into the back of the legs, and also we talked about those pigeon postures being held longer. So then we'll take shoulders up, back, down, drop the chin to the chest, shake the head out a little bit, let the head go then. And then we'll start to circle the head slowly around the neck. Once chin finds the chest, you maybe take 2, maybe 3 rounds. Once that occurs, though, then you'll switch and go into the other direction. And after those, you can shake the head out with chin to chest, bring the head to center, tilt the head to one side, take a nice deep breath. Over to the other side, nice deep breath. And now we're going to rest. Bring the head to center and find your way to resting. Now, if you'd like to take Shavasana totally differently, you can. You can rest on the belly. That's an option. You can rest on your side. You can come back to where we started. Whatever feels right to you. And be creative. In the end, you know what's best. You just have to be open to it. And then once you find your way, totally deflate, release, let go. And let the breath be this natural process now, where you have to do nothing about it except be with it and accept it. Resting completely. without changing anything. Just observe. Sense those areas that you feel a sense of newness and openness. And sense that life is flourishing in those spaces. And then allow for deeper breath. Begin to move hands, feet. Maybe a little bit of a stretch. And then we'll find our way to seated. To seal our practice, sitting up nice and tall and new. Palms together. And now we'll chant and with the deep desire that the world find peace, happiness, health, and bliss. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free. Chanting 3 times. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you. That is the same light in me. Namaste.